This video is sponsored by Prosperity Mint. Prosperity Mint is a full-service precious metals dealership where you can find us at www.prosperitymint.com or email us at info@prosperitymint.com. Prosperity Mint, where wealth is derived not from how much cash you hold, but how many resources you control. That Constitution agreement was only for those individuals and those individual family members that were signers of the Constitution. And these were the gentlemen that signed the Constitution. And if you look at the preamble, it pretty much says that in the overall preamble when it says posterity. Posterity means your generations. And they didn't distinguish citizens, people that were born in the country. This is why you're not paid in gold and silver coin only as a payment for debt from the state or from the federal government. And a lot of people are very unaware of that. But it's a very, very truthful statement, and it's a very truthful state that we're in. So it's very important for you to establish your own constitution and have it to be backed by a form of real money so that your overall prosperity and the fruits of your labor can be stored for you to use for generations beyond the moments that you're living in now. And another very important part of this is that the bills of credit that the original founders refused for Europe to place them under, and they wanted to remove that, but what they did is they passed that to what they called their citizens under the overall governing harness or the governing net of the United States. They would allow them to they would create the federal government and whoever they contracted with the bankers, they would create bills of credit for as a medium of exchange for their citizenry only. And what is a bill of credit? And if you look at the constitutional law, a bill of credit is some sort of paper medium. Very important, is a paper medium only, by which value is exchanged between the government and individuals. Very, 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 very important. Money is a bill of credit. So that would be silver and gold as a bill of credit. But a bill of credit need not be money. This is why a Federal Reserve note, as we looked at earlier, is not money. Because a bill of credit need not be money. An interest-bearing certificate that was issued by Missouri and unusable in a payment of taxes was thus ruled to be an unconstitutional bill of credit. This is the legal definition from the Constitution of what a bill of credit is. And this is very important for you to know this so that you can engage in the economy from a position of advantage instead of a position of disadvantage. I would say ignorance of the law is no excuse. It is a liability. So the liability of not knowing the legal definitions of things and the legal transactions of things can actually harm you and your family. And if we were just going off of what we were schooled in all of the institutions of indoctrinations instead of getting a real financial education, we would be amiss in thinking that we actually have money when it's just a bill of credit, which need not be money. And that puts us in a very distinguished category of being subjugated financially and disenfranchised. And this disenfranchisement can last for generations until that cycle is broken, and it should be broken by you. So we have the new nation that established bills of credit for its citizenry, but the overall founders of this nation and those that signed the constitutions would actually receive the overall same equitable exchange as the bankers of Europe in a form of money only. So this is very important for us to know. And these are some of the financial truths that we should be standing on. And these are some of the main reasons as to why you should be saving in real money. And I have the saying, the wage of a king and a queen is silver, and the wage of a lady and a gentleman is gold, and the wage of a slave is debt, a debt instrument. Just because we're paid in a debt instrument doesn't mean that we should save in a debt instrument. You should be exchanging your currency for real money and establish your own constitution for perpetuity and posterity. So when we look at the 39 men who signed the Constitution, we have to look at why did they sign the Constitution and what was really happening here. And it was an economical conspiracy. It was a financial conspiracy. They realized that the bankers of Europe wanted to put them on a system that they realized that would disenfranchise them, and they wouldn't agree to it. So what they did do is they said, well, the citizenry of the nation, you can do that with, because this would be the mark of the beast for us. We're not going to allow that to happen. So they removed that from the Constitution. And in Article 1, Section 10 of the Constitution, they said no state can pay their debts other than silver and gold coin only. Why is that so important? Here's the significance of that. Think about you as an individual or as a business. If the state or the federal government owed you any payment or anything was due to you from them, they never pay you in silver and gold coin only. They actually pay you in a form of currency, a bill of credit. Because a bill of credit has no intrinsic value, but they require that they get paid in real money. So this is very important. So they revised the Constitution because many of the members were not going to sign the Constitution. They were adamant of the disenfranchisement or the overall economic enslavement and subjugation and poverty that would be brought to them. So they refused to do it. So what they did was they made a deal with the bankers, in my opinion, and they changed the Constitution. They took out the bills of credit on September the 12th, a revision of the Constitution that didn't bear the overall credits, the debt system that they would be falling under, that they would make sure that they would be paid, that the states would have to pay all of their debts in gold and silver coin only, because who were the states indebted to? The industries of the new corporation or the new nation, and they were the controllers of that. So they were the ones that the states were going to be indebted to. So on September the